put it into a cone shape and try not to get too many folds going so that it doesn't trap air. One of the reasons I'm even using a bat is it's hard to get these little bolts off. I normally would not keep those on, but that's the way where I work. That's the way we've been doing it, leaving them on, because a lot of different people use the same wheels, and it's easier to use the bats. It's pretty soft clay. It helps if you center when you smack it onto the bat, if it's fairly centered right from the start. Otherwise, you have to work too hard. Now in school, they teach you to take it up and down at least 3 times. You ever figure out what the reasoning was on that? To line up the particles, I guess.
Okay. Center the clay.
Yeah, I know, but when we threw on production, we went down just once. Got a little bit bigger piece of clay, and you notice I open the clay with my thumbs. Most people do not. That's the way I learned when I was throwing on production. But at one time we'd go down and use your fingers as a guide, so you knew what the bottom thickness was. You go down, out, and up into a cone shape all in one. I don't do that anymore. I probably can't, so I'm not going to try. Is that natty?
No. It's in plastic. How are you? You're good. Here we go. Thank you.
Delbert Rupp has a captive audience.
Amazing.
Beautiful day for a demonstration. Sitting outside, having Delbert do all the work.
Yeah, what about that? Well, I had him, he wedged for me already. Now at this time with this soft clay, if I would have pulled that really a lot of it up at once, I could have pulled it right off the bat. So you kind of nurse it up when you're going to throw taller. Very soft clay. I bet that's why Diane likes it.
That's why she can throw so fast.
She throws it quite fast. I'm not even trying to throw fast because I probably think that people will think it's easy, you know. Now, the way I throw with my fingertips, I can stop that like that, and it won't collapse. And there's other ways of throwing where if you stop right there, they're afraid that it's going to collapse, so they won't stop. And I didn't like the way my hands were feeling against the clay, so I just stopped. And this particular method allows that better than some other methods. And I just used the other method there. I threw like this, but I normally throw with the fingertip, and that's what helps you. You have more feeling in your fingertip than you do it on the side of your finger. You know, that's why you can really hurt your fingertips real easy, you know. Boy, this is soft clay.
Is that good or bad?
It might be bad in a minute.
it back in the mud if it's too wet.
Yep. I'd just let Evan re-wedge it for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show you some, I might show you some tricks then. I should have started with a little bit smaller base, but that's okay. Now, when you go from a wider piece to a narrow opening like that, you're actually thickening the clay wall instead of thinning it. When you go out, you thin it. When you go in, you're thickening it. And so it doesn't do that as easy as it goes outwards. So you have to, you don't just bang, bang, bang do it. You know, you have to guide it and think about all the time about how sensitive the clay is up here at the top, and the fly that's on my hand is, and all that kind of stuff. So you can see, you know, all different kinds of shapes can come out of that ball of clay. Okay, I'm actually going to work on closing the top up. Now, since this clay is thickened up, I can throw it up a little bit so it'll be easier for me to close the top, because now I can get a little ridge of clay here that I can work in. So this is where you'd be throwing a bottle, you know, just an opening, but I go further than that and close it up.
Oh no, look, it's all closed up. Wow.
Now, so what am I going to do? Okay, the first thing that I do when I do that is I try to get the wall of the pot a little bit smooth, because I'm going to make a sculpture, this is the first stage of it. So I'll use this, we call this a rib, and get the shape the way I want it, and if I don't like the shape, there's a way of changing the shape. And if I reopen it, just a little bit, probably should have reopened it, say here, so it's thicker. I can push this down and make it even more spherical looking, you know, less pointed. And you work on it a little bit. And, okay, what's the idea? Okay, I'll show you the idea. Now, in order, when I make an opening in a piece like this, like a little opening, you can't do it in a shape like this because the walls are too far apart. So you have to get the walls closer together. And I'm already made the decision it's going to be a sculpture, so I'm not worried about too much. Okay, now that's all that would do just now, because I don't have enough release of air that closed up on me somehow. Might even do it up here again, because I need the air to escape and push the whole thing in. See, that's probably the opening as I'm going in, so I'll make it bigger. Okay. Now this clay is very soft, and you can see it's opening on me here. I'm just going to close it. It's going to be a sculpture. I don't care. Okay. I may still be able to. Yeah. Okay. I still got to work on keeping an opening in here. Okay, here goes. I'm going to work this so that the two opposite walls meet each other. Okay. And you try to do it without having anything collapse on you. Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks, but I've done it so often that it's probably looking easy. Okay, now in this case I haven't made it too large, but that's all together now. That's all one wall now instead of two walls, but I don't need that there, so I cut it out. First, I could have cut a wider piece out, but I wanted to feel what I had. And as a matter of fact, right now I'm going to close this here up a little bit so because it'll collapse.
Can you turn it a little so we can see the...
Pardon me?
Can you turn it a little bit so we can see the center?
No, it won't turn.
It won't turn. Like that, yeah.
Well, now he can't work on it though.
Yes, I can. Yes, I
Can
can.
you?
Yeah. Well, now I feel the wall, how much of it is squished together, and I know I can already take out, say, this much. Right? Now, let's say I'm afraid that I'll screw it up if I take more out. So instead of taking more out, I'll go like this. And it's sealing all the time I'm doing this. It's resealing what would have been a crack.
Don't mind me.
I don't. Now, even if there's extra clay there, it doesn't make any difference. This is a sculpture. And so it actually is better for extra clay to be there because the wall, in a firing or while it's drying, this opening will have a tendency to pull apart. So you want to make sure, I make sure that it's really sealed when I do that. Now I can also, while it's in this stage, this is a soft stage, which you can't do a whole lot with it. So you have to let it get a little harder, and then you do some more work, and you get a little harder, and then you beat it with tools. Like say, I'm going to do two things here. First of all, I like to put a twist in almost everything I do, and so I'm going to do that now. As much as you can do without collapsing the piece, because remember, this is quite soft. This is not what I want is leather hard to really work on, and that take in the sun maybe another half hour of rotating so it gets evenly done. So this is just kind of to show you the first couple stages of how I do my work. Okay.